Good evening, everybody. This is Carter, and it's Sunday. I believe it's week 9, and we are talking about first reactions to finding out that your partner was trans. And my partner and I, Todd, had been together for about 5 years, 4.5 years, before he came out as trans to me. But we kind of, I think, it was kind of an underlying issue, as you might expect with him, especially from the beginning. When we first met, it was actually my first lesbian relationship, and so many things that he did seemed male to me, even just like brain processes. So I always used to say, "Oh, you're such a boy," and he would get really upset. I could tell it was like a soft spot or a button that I would push. So I knew right then and there that there was something going on. So as our relationship progressed over the years and became more serious, probably a couple years ago, I started knowing, as he started opening up to me, that there was something he couldn't quite talk about. Because he could vocalize that there was something else, but he would just say that he couldn't talk about it. And I asked him one time if he felt like a boy in a woman's body. And his response was simply, "If I did, how would you feel? Would you leave me?" And I didn't know, and I think that worried him, so we kind of just left it. He never really answered me, and then more recently, we just kind of had a situation where he was really down and out, and I asked him again, because I said, if that's what's going on, then you've got to be happy, and I don't care. And as far as our relationship is concerned, I don't know how that'll fare down the road, but know that I support you if this is how you feel. I will always be your friend. I will always be supportive. But if this is what's going to make you happy, you have to do this in spite of our relationship. And so that's kind of when he came out. He finally said, yeah, I think that's it. And so from there we were able to, and I think he had already kind of been looking into some things, but he did a lot of research online, found a lot of good resources. YouTube, of course, is one that has helped us both immensely, and that's why we're trying to give back by being a part of other collab channels as well. And it didn't change my feelings for him after I found out in any way. As far as my process for me, as I mentioned, I had kind of seen it coming. I had kind of put some of the pieces together. But once he admitted it and we said it out loud and put it all out there, then it was like I still had to redigest the information and reframe, what this meant for our life. And it did take me a minute to become completely comfortable with. Again, I was always accepting, but I couldn't really talk about it as much at first, or watch with him all the videos on YouTube, especially the ones that may have been more graphic. So I had to ease my way into it, and I actually found a video that JacksLoveYou15 did about dating in FTM, and that was one thing that really helped. And then I found all these other partners through YouTube, and just being able to see that someone else was able to get through it really helped me feel like, well, I can do it too, and I knew that I loved him no matter what, and I just hoped that we were able to make it through, and here we are, and it's been really great, and it's really brought us closer together. It's been funny because when we've told all our friends, they were all like, "Ha ha ha, I knew you weren't a lesbian." So I guess it in some ways did confirm that I was straight. I guess I don't necessarily call myself that, but it was just funny. I told him, I said, maybe, because although I find women extremely sexually attractive, I had just never felt a connection with any other person. And I told him, I said, I just must have known how male you were all along, and that's why we clicked. As far as, advice for people who have partners who are just now, coming out to them, or, you're just now coming out yourself, I definitely encourage you to reach out on the internet and find people with similar stories that you can share in, because finding a commonality really makes you feel better. Like I said, just for me, seeing other people could get through it made me feel like I could get through it. And there are so many resources out there, I think, which really amazed me. So you don't be shy about, seeking out other people and resources online. Meeting people if you can that live near you, finding groups. If you're in the Atlanta area, there's a group called the Atlanta Gender Exploration Group. You can message me on my personal channel about, or list a comment here if you're interested in information about that. I'll be glad to get it to you. There's also one that meets here in the Auburn, Alabama area that's an affiliate of the Atlanta Gender Exploration Group. So I think that's a really big part for people is reach out. Don't do this by yourself. That you do have resources and friends out there. And I've been so thankful for all the resources we've found. So definitely take advantage of them. I may not be here next week, guys, or at least it'll be late. I am driving out with Todd to Wyoming to see his family. They are his dad's having a hard time, so we're going out there to have some quality time with them. So if I post late next week, I apologize. We'll probably take our laptop, but I don't know what the situation will be like out there as far as if we can make the video or get it up or the internet access. But anyway, still tune in to the Transcribers. I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you soon.